Yo, what's up, guys? Decided to make another video. This is not gonna be a dopamine detox video if you're thinking that, but it's not. But I decided to. This is a very weird angle, right? I'm on the bed just chilling, right? But I think this is great, you know. I get to talk and shit, and also I'm tired as hell. Literally studied all day today. Did a bunch of stuff. I got a haircut, a little bit on the sides. That's it. But did all the other stuff. I worked out today. Very tough workout, and now I'm just sitting on my bed, just like resting and stuff. And I decided I'm gonna make a video, right? And today's topic is that I'm a bitch. Yeah, I just told you I had a hard day today, and I'm sleeping, and I'm here to also tell you I'm a bitch. And I mean, I think this just applies to a lot of things in my life. I mean, this you could see this as me complaining, but I don't like to see it that way. I feel like it's me reflecting. These videos, these confessions I talk about here, it's like a journal session. You're reflecting on things. Because I want to offer you like the opportunity to get to know me better, but also I also want to, you know, reflect on myself and learn something, and maybe you'll learn something too. And one thing is that I've always been scared of taking risks. Ever since I was pretty much young, like I've been scared to take risks. I've been scared to do the hard thing when I don't feel like it. Maybe this is lack of testosterone, maybe it's just how I am, but that's the truth. And I mean, there are a lot of things that I bitched out on. I mean, not going into specifics, but there were a lot of girls I should have asked out and that I liked, but I didn't because I was scared. A lot of times where I should have done this thing and I was scared to do it, so I decided to do something else and it backfired. And there's a lot of things that happened with that. And I mean, it's just what it is. Like, I'm not here to pity myself and say I'm a bitch. I mean, even though I have said I'm a bitch, I'm saying this because I'm trying to improve and I need to acknowledge and like, ground myself. You see, there is no use in improving if you already think you're at the top. Because if you think you're this big macho man, it's nice to have some ego, and if that motivates you, then that's good. But I think that everyone should have time to think about who they really are, what they actually are, right? Because we often are so stimulated by social media, YouTube, and we try to, be something that we're not. We need to look deep inside ourselves and think, maybe this isn't who I am. And frankly, that means you have to insult yourself. This doesn't mean you have to degrade yourself every day. And I'm not saying that. But you need to look at yourself and see what are the negatives in you that you need to improve. And there are a ton in me. I need to stop being a bitch. I need to stop being a coward and actually take risks and do something that I'm not willing to do, because if I don't, I will not make any progress that way. I mean, I said in my last video that I can't get girls, and I was scared to talk to girls, and that's because for some reason, I'm scared to take the risk to cold approach these girls and say I like them and I want to take them out. It seems so easy when I do it in my mind, but then when it's real life, it's like my heart instantly jumps up. My heart rate instantly jumps up and I just can't do it. And this led me to pretty much seeing a girl that liked me back, and I fumbled it. We see these trends like I fumbled a baddie, and then we're all like, and then you're all depressed and sad. But that's the truth. I fumbled. And there's just no chance I'm going to get that chance back. There's no opportunity. There's no comeback. Fumbled. Made a mistake. I did what I shouldn't have done. And it costed me. These consequences are huge. To me, at least. Because I fumbled so many times. So many girls that I wish I could have talked to, but I didn't. And because of that, I got with someone else. So many times where that happened, and frankly, I need to look inside myself and think, what could I have done better? And in this case, what I could have done better was being clear of my intentions. I shouldn't have let her on. Probably should have not. Should have just went up to her and just straight up told her I like her, she's pretty, and I want to take her out. I should have been like that, but I wasn't. And my arms are getting tired, but the thing is I got strong grip strength, so I can hold this camera up. It's a bit shaky. I'm gonna chill on that. I'm gonna change the POV a bit, and I'm gonna try to see, this is better, right? Let me check. It's still recording. It's still recording. See, I think this is a lot better, right? Yeah, I was like shaking a lot, right? I don't really like the shaky cam, but hopefully you were being able to follow along, right? But I'm here like to tell you, it's like just like how I've been not taking risk and that costed me, and that led me to lose something that I really wanted, and now I have to let that go and move on. You need to do the same thing, and you need to think about the regrets you have. You know, I'm reading this book called Tuesdays with Morrie. It's a book from Mitch Albom. It's written around the 90s or something, and it's about a guy who's dying of ALS who shares his like definitions of life and what he's learned to the author, Mitch Albom. And one thing he says is that we often don't look back on what we really wanted. You know, there's a lot of people that I know, doctors and stuff, because I'm going into the medical profession as well. I'm becoming a doctor, and I see so many people become a doctor and they say they regret it, that they wouldn't do this in their next life. And it made me think, it's like, damn, like, I want to be a doctor, yeah, obviously. It's not like being forced to be a doctor. I mean, my parents were forcing me to be an engineer or a software developer or something like that. And then I decided I wanted to be a doctor instead. That's pretty much the opposite. I chose to be this. But there's a lot of people who just became doctors for this reason, and that reason's not the reason anymore. And now they regret it. I think this video has come from more of just insulting me, calling me a bitch, to talking about regret. There are tons of things I regret. What I could have done better. What I should have done. I mean, I could take 2 hours just explaining all the regrets I've had. I've had so many mistakes. So many times where I've just fumbled. So many times where I made mistakes that costed me. So many times where my inaction led to even more drastic consequences and even more turmoil in my life. So many things. And this isn't a pity fest. I'm not here to say that my life sucks, because it does suck, but life is supposed to suck, you know? And then you gotta look at yourself, and if you think that you're a bitch, then you're probably a bitch, because your mind doesn't lie to you. Your mind will always show what you truly think about yourself. You know, we say we love ourselves, but there's so many things that we criticize our past selves for not doing. And I think that's a good thing. Because you're not supposed to ignore that feeling of regret. You're supposed to use it. You see, this regret does guilt the things that you've done that you probably shouldn't have done, the things that you didn't do that you should have done. Those things fuel you. Those are the things that actually make you want to improve, to make up for those mistakes. You see, I think I'm going to talk about one regret I have, and it's for sure not socializing enough. And this is like one of my biggest regrets, right? In middle school and high school, I was a very shy kid. And in middle school, I didn't really talk to much people, but I still had a good friend group, but I wasn't really in the friend group. I wasn't really that, like, you know, talkative, or I wasn't really that, like, I wasn't the person that people wanted to hang out with for most of my friends. I mean, some of them, they did want to hang out with me, but then for most of my friends, they just saw me as like some other guy in the friend group. And when quarantine came around, they all decided to just not talk to me, and I mean, it hurt because literally, I think 2 months into quarantine, I was just getting no messages. No one really cared to check up on me. No one really cared to invite me to anything. And worst of all, I just ignored it and played video games because I was just I was not brave enough to take on that guilt. I need to check if I'm still recording. Okay, good. I wasn't brave enough to take on that guilt and that regret and use it. I tried to ignore it and get it away. And all it did was just make my life worse. And then I went into this downward spiral during quarantine that later I would make up for it and start to improve myself again. But and I mean, I'm still trying to make up for it because it's been years of just doing this worst things. And that's a regret I have. Sorry for the voice crack. That's a regret I have. And I mean, frankly, that's something I don't think about much, but it's always in the back of my mind. And that regret caused me to improve myself. All the bad feelings I had, I couldn't escape them at some point. Like the things that we're doing, all the video games, all the times I've watched porn, all the times I've been on social media to make me feel better. At some point, I couldn't escape those feelings for long. I mean, I had to come back to them at some point, and I did. And then it was too unbearable, and I had to improve myself to make up for it. And still trying to make up for it years later. But I've been so drilling on this story, I forgot what my original point was. Let me think. What was my original point? I wish I could just go back in the video and see. My original point was we all have those regrets that we keep, and we insult ourselves and we say I'm a bitch, and I'm a pussy. Oh, I should have done this. Oh, I hate myself. I was such a loser. We do this and we don't do anything with it. See, we just let that emotion fester, and all we're doing is just making ourselves more stressed. And stress and chronic stress like that just makes it worse. You can't sleep. You can't enjoy life. You can't do all that stuff. You need to use that bad feeling inside of you and then use it to fuel your motivation to improve. You see, I see a lot of people listen to these sad songs, right? Like, I used to be like a victim of this, where I would just listen to Juice WRLD and X and Kid Cudi, and mostly Kid Cudi. I was a big Kid Cudi fan. Like, I love Kid Cudi. I still listen to Kid Cudi, but yeah, it's like I used to listen to all his sad songs and stuff like that, and I would just wallow in my emotions instead of actually doing something about it. And that's another regret I have. You see, what my inaction did was just make the problems worse, and that's what your inaction is doing. Your inaction to do the right thing is making things worse. If you have a goal to achieve, and if you want to be something, you need to do it now. Don't procrastinate and say, next month I'm going to lock in, or this Monday I'm going to lock in. Lock in now. You're staying up, it's 9:30 and you're watching YouTube, sleep, and then try to wake up earlier. You wake up at like 10 a.m. usually. Wake up at 7 a.m. and do some work. Catch up on some work. Do that. Lock in. You see, we have these emotions here, but as a man, we have two choices. We either wallow in these emotions and then we keep feeding it, and then it just becomes this big monster in our body, and it just all it does is disrupt our energy, and it makes us so chaotic, and that's what leads to mental health issues. Or we can use that emotion and channel it. We can channel it to something important. Channel it to your hands so you can start typing on that assignment you've been procrastinating. Channel it into your muscles so you can work out and push that weight like you've never pushed it before. We use that energy and direct it. You see, I like to think about our emotional energy or spiritual energy just like a cannon, or there's like a ray gun, right? If we overload the ray gun with a bunch of energy, we have two choices. We let it sit there and keep feeding it, or we shoot it out. And basically, if we just keep feeding the energy in it, it's gonna explode, and it's probably going to destroy your arms too, because it's a ray gun. It's probably going to incinerate you. Or you can use the ray gun and then channel the energy and then use that. Use the energy, you know? Instead of letting it fester, use the energy. That's your body, you know? You have all this pent-up emotion inside of you, and maybe this doesn't apply to maybe you're a happy person. If you're a happy person, great for you. If you're happy with your life, it's whatever. I mean, this video is clearly not for you, but if you're happy with your life, go figure. I mean, I can't blame you. But if you have some regret, if you hate your life, if you don't like the way you're living, if you don't like who you are, that's your brain telling you need to change. Sorry to say it, but you're a bitch. If you're just have these feelings of wanting to improve and you're doing nothing about it, you're a pussy. You're a fucking big pussy. You see, like, I was a pussy too, man. I had so many feelings of not feeling good. I wish I was jacked. I wish I was strong. I wish I was popular. I wish I was attracted to girls. And for years, I did nothing with it. And it took me years just to figure out that I can use it to feel myself. And now I'm on my way of becoming the dream version of myself. But then you got to look at yourself and think, you have all these feelings inside you. Use it. Use it to motivate you. Use it to start the gym. Okay? You got all this horny energy inside you. Don't jack off. Go and fucking approach a girl that you like. Go into a Starbucks and just go sit next to a girl who's sitting alone and say, hey, are you sitting here? And is anyone else sitting here? And then she's like, no. And it's like, hey, okay, how's your day? Just start with that conversation starter. I'm doing that right now. Like, obviously, like, I'm still improving and I'm not really at that point where I can do it easily. But I'm using the energy inside me to motivate myself. Every time I see a girl in the cafeteria, I always make sure to remind myself, okay, cold approach her. Just go up to her. If you like her and you think she's attractive, then go up to her and talk to her. I'm improving that, and I'm getting better and better every single day. You're not going to notice instantaneous change if you do this, by the way. You're not going to instantly become jacked if you go to the gym one day because you were angry. You got to use the motivation to get you in the gym, and then you have to keep using it until you start making a habit, and then you use less of the emotion because it's not sustainable. Emotions change, but you should use it to start your gym journey, not to sustain it. Okay, just want to put that tidbit out there. But basically, you're a bitch if you have feelings of insecurity and you feel worse on yourself and you don't do anything about it. If you are insecure about something, fix it. Fix it and become better. If you're insecure about your body, change your perception by working on yourself, by being healthy, and by going to the gym and lifting weights to get muscle. That's what's helped me. I had insane body dysmorphia where I was extremely skinny and I felt like I was not good enough. I went to the gym 2 years, almost like 2 years later. In a few months, it's gonna be 2 years. 2 years later, I like my body. It's like I got nice arms. I got nice legs. I'm pretty strong. I'm like benching like 180, 190. Not 180. I think it's like 170, 180 now because I dropped a little. But I'm benching like 170, 180. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot for someone like my weight, who's like 135. And I'm bulking. I'm getting bigger. I'm getting better. And I'm becoming better looking. And I have better hygiene, which makes me look better. And it's helping me attract girls. Even though I don't do it as much. But I got more girls. Maybe like 2 girls instead of 0. And that's great enough. That's good enough. That's like good enough progress, right? But I mean, this video came from me calling myself a bitch to me calling you a bitch. So I guess like that's just how these videos work. But the big point is we have regrets. We have all these things. And we're always so focused on just trying to escape these feelings. But we should use the feelings to really inspect ourselves, to reflect on who we are and what you want to do. If you want to be something and you're not doing anything to go towards that, maybe you should reconsider what your life trajectory is and see maybe if you need to make some changes. You see, change is about sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice the comfort of just wallowing in your emotions. You know, if we keep sticking to the same ideas and beliefs our whole life, we never truly change. I see this a lot in my country right now with America. A lot of conservatives and stuff like that. Sorry if I'm getting political. They are so stuck in their beliefs, but they don't want to change, and as a result, they're falling apart and making this country worse. I truly believe that if we want true change and if we want things to be better, we need to start considering different options. If those options didn't work in the past, if you wallowing in your emotions and jacking off and fucking listening to Kid Cudi didn't fucking work and get you girls, then maybe you should consider a different approach. Maybe you should start getting off your cum-crusted bed, take a shower, and go to the gym and don't wear headphones. Get that dog shit music out of your ears and maybe just be social. I'm saying this like it's easy. It's not easy. But the videos I'm making are to help you do that, to take action, to help improve your life. I will have so many videos uploaded of me explaining just what to do, what are the mindsets you should have, and like what strategy you can do to improve these skills, your social skills, your mental health skills, your physical skills, all these stuff. I can have videos for you. Just comment them. Like if you have any video ideas, comment them. I will make a video on it soon enough. I mean, I got all the time in the world. I'll do it. And then I have my dopamine detox videos to help you refresh your mind and make you a better person and more productive. Checking if it's still recording. It's still recording. You see, I have all these videos for you. And that's what, in these videos, they can help you become a better person. And you don't have to watch even my videos, honestly. These videos may be, like, I think you should watch these videos if you're already on my channel and you're already watching. If you're subscribed, that's great. You should watch these videos. But if you have any creator who talks about this stuff, who gives way better advice than me, then watch them, bro. I don't care. Go watch them. You can stop watching my videos, unsubscribe if I'm not good enough. It's fine, bro. I don't care, man. Like as long as you're improving yourself, I'm happy, man. Like, if you're improving yourself and you think my content's not good enough, cool. I mean, I like honest feedback, you know? It helps me improve, and if you don't want to watch my content, then sure. But if you do want to watch my content, then watch it, you know? Subscribe. I appreciate the subscribe. Like, believe me, like, I mean, I only have 35 subscribers, but, I mean, those 35 subscribers are, like, literally what are giving my views right now, you know? Getting me in the algorithm. I'm grateful for that. You know, we're just a few steps away of being our dream selves. And I think that's what people fail to realize, that it's not that hard to start. All you have to do is just decide one thing. Are you gonna go move or not? It's the traction we have. That first step actually requires a lot of friction. But then after that first step, the friction gets less. The steps get easier. You know, it's like the stairs. You know, you go up the first stair and it's a bit hard because your knees and your legs are still getting used to the movement. But then the more and more you go up the stairs, yeah, you're getting tired, but your legs are used to the movement and you're just going up the stairs. You have less friction now. Make that first step. You will never regret it, that first step. That first step will be the best step you'll ever take in your fucking life. And if I didn't take that first step, I wouldn't even be here recording this video. And I'll probably be like fucking jacking off to hentai or something. Alright then. This is the video today. And remember, you're still a bitch if you're not doing anything about your life. And I'm a bitch because I can't get girls for shit. Alright. See ya.